Hi, it's your girl Victoria. I'm coming to you from my bathroom and I'm getting ready for the day. I wanted to jump on here and talk a little bit about a post that I saw. Um, let's start with the fact that if you're conservative, you need to come out of the conservative closet, okay? America is falling apart at the seams, and it's time for you to stand up and use your voice, which is exactly what I'm doing right now because we still have freedom of speech and we're going to use that. We're going to use the platforms that social media has given us to let other conservatives know, number one, you're not alone. And number two, we're not going to bow down to this fear mongering. We just aren't. So let me start off with saying that the whole term privilege is kind of what sparked my conversation with you guys today. Privilege is something that has been blasted as if you're white, you're already privileged because of your skin tone. And now people are taking it a step further. This post was that I was reading from a dear friend of mine who, it's okay to have friends who have differing beliefs than you do. I am not opposed to you having a different religion, a different political belief, but I am opposed to it infringing on my rights and the fact that people are starting to use the term privileged to describe people like myself and others like us who don't wear masks. I will not wear a mask. Let's talk about why. So, scientifically speaking, since that's what people want to know, scientifically, you breathe in oxygen. Oxygen is good for you. You breathe out carbon dioxide. It is bad for you. To be sitting here with a mask on and breathing in your own waste, your it's basically human excrement. This is just basic science. I mean, you have an immune system. You have a system that was designed by God that does its job. It pushes out bacteria. You breathe in good oxygen. It replenishes your blood cells with all the nutrients that it needs. And then you breathe it out. It's garbage. It's waste that's coming out of you. You would not put a soggy, wet diaper filled with shit on your face. You would take off your child's diaper and you would change it and put a clean one on. And this is not a metaphor for put on a clean mask. This is, take off the mask. 2 weeks to slow the curve, and they're lying to us. And now, if you don't take the vaccine, you have to continue to wear the mask. But if you took a vaccine, you can now take off the mask magically. A couple of weeks ago, if you were vaccinated, you still had to wear the mask. So they don't fucking know what they're talking about. They're making shit up as they go. And they're fear-mongering people into thinking that they have to cut off their circulation, their air supply, their oxygen levels to appease people who might be afraid of this COVID-19 bullshit. And before people jump in my comments and say, COVID is real and I've had people that have died, I've lost people too. Okay? This is a sad fact that we have to deal with this shit. But go do your research. I mean, it's coming out now everywhere, and anybody who's conservative knows this. Fauci helped to fund the Wuhan bullshit, the lab that created this virus. We've all lost people to COVID. I myself had COVID. It took me almost a month. It's like 5 weeks, 6 weeks, a month and a half to get over it. But here's the thing. God has not given you a spirit of fear. God has not given you a spirit of fear. If you are a conservative, if you believe in God, if you love your country, come out of the conservative closet. Stop hiding. Stop being afraid of how it might affect your business. Stop being afraid of what it is that you need to say, because the voices like ours that are being walked over, pushed aside, it's exactly what they want. It is time for us as conservatives to stand the hell up and be a little bit rowdy. Use your voice, use your platform, use your business, your social media platform, and start speaking up, because they're not going to stop. They're not going to come quietly knocking on your door, please come take the vaccine. Eventually they're going to come to your door and they're going to drag your ass out because you are not compliant. $25 here and there. They're bribing people in the Tacoma School District to take the vaccine. I've seen a couple text messages, $1,000 here, $1,000 there, that the government's trying to offer you. We lost our business. We sold our business, but we would have lost it if we didn't sell it. because of the shutdowns. And yet the corporations like Walmart and Target and all of these other big places are allowed to stay open. Churches' doors are being closed. Pastors are being threatened by Antifa and BLM. If you haven't done this yet, go Google it. Type in Antifa.com. And as of last night, when I Googled it, it takes you straight to the White House page. Straight to it. So who's funding Antifa? Who's funding these people who are terrorists? The government. Biden. Fauci. These people are paying people to destroy our country, and then you're afraid of a mask and you want to call me privileged for wanting to breathe oxygen. I have a question for you. If you believe in God, which a lot of us conservatives do, and I'm not discriminating against anybody who doesn't. I hope that you come to know him before it's too late. But what I want to know is, do you think Jesus ran around timidly laying hands on people saying, you know, hey, maybe demon come out. Hey, maybe leprosy, get off this person. Or do you think that he walked up to people with disease, with demons, and spoke the word, the truth? And he said, come out in Jesus' name. You have no authority here. Here's the thing. If they are willing to drag a pastor out of his church in Canada, if they're willing to arrest people in California, pastors in California, for having a church service, if they're willing to tell you that you need a passport to travel, to go to work, to attend school, to attend a sporting event, do you think this stuff is going away in 2 weeks to flatten a curve, or a year later to flatten a curve? The answer is no. They're pushing for one world government. They're pushing for the Antichrist. They are pushing to take away every freedom that you've ever known, including breathing free air. So wake up. Come out of the conservative closet if you're a conservative. I'm challenging you right now. This was a challenge myself to push myself to record this stuff because I like to mind my fucking business. That's the great part about America. You can believe whatever you want and go about your business. But the moment that I can't go about my business without being told that I'm privileged for breathing free air is the moment that I say enough is enough. And I hope that you guys have a blessed day. I hope that you enjoy the sunshine. I hope that you take time to enjoy your children and your spouse and your, whatever it is that you have that God has blessed you with, your health. But I also just want to challenge you that we're not living in normal times. Things are not going back to normal. I am not okay with the new normal. You shouldn't be either. And if you're in the conservative closet, come out. Come out. That's what I'm doing right now. And most people know that I'm conservative, but I typically keep my mind and my opinion to myself because there was no need for this in the past, but there is now. There's a need to stand up. There's a need to have a voice. There's a need to have an opinion because you will have to choose between wrong and right because they are choosing for you if you don't. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I hope that this encourages you that you're not alone and that God hasn't given you a spirit of fear. He gave you a voice. Use it, and have a blessed day.